Okay guys, I'm back today with another video. I just wanted to share some of the things that I've been thinking about this past week, some of the things that have been stuck in my head, on my heart. And so a couple of weeks ago, my boss comes in and he says he just heard about something that happened at one of the buildings that we work with. We tend to work with buildings that are 6 stories or more for facade inspection reports. So we're talking decent sized buildings. And he says to me, did I know so-and-so, this guy? And I honestly didn't know the guy, never heard of him before, but my boss continued to explain that he was a guy who had worked with this building complex for over 50 years. He was always early. He was always, he was like the most reliable person. Rain, sleet, or snow, always there, always in. You can always ask him anything, and he knew where, if he didn't know where it was himself, he knew where to send you. So, long story short, my boss shared with me that this guy had been let go, and I'm talking like 2 weeks after January. This gentleman was with the company for 50 or more years, and he was getting ready to retire in either 4 or 5 more years. I just sat there thinking, like, he's been there for 50 years, and they just let him go. Just like that. Just nothing in the budget for you, can't afford to keep you here, you gotta go. After 50 years of dedication and commitment and just coming on time and, being that guy. And my boss continued to share that after they let him go, he came back in and everybody was saying how he just looked like his wife had died, like he got hit by a bus. And I'm thinking, yeah, after 50 years working in a place and all of a sudden you're let go, where do you begin? I don't even know. I have a friend, she always says that when things are starting to get hinky at work, she says, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go dust off my resume. And I thought, this gentleman, is he thinking that he now has to go dust off his resume too? And maybe he knows someone that can hook him up with another job, but what if he doesn't? Is he gonna have to go back and enter the job market with his resume that says, basically, I've been working in this one place for the last 50 years? And even if not, he might be thinking, okay, maybe I'm just gonna retire, call it quits. Does he have enough in his savings? Does he have enough put away? I mean, savings accounts aren't what they used to be. You're not getting the 6% anymore that you used to. Is his pension enough to retire on? Is his Social Security going to be enough to support him? Does he have a family, a wife, children? Have they finished school? Was he depending on that money to come in and pay for stuff? And I don't know, ever since my boss told me that, the story's been replaying in my head, and I'm just thinking, where does this guy begin? Where does he start? What is he going to do? Is he just, I don't know, to be honest with you. I just keep thinking about it. And the sad part is, this year alone, this hasn't been the first story that I've heard. Right now, we're a couple of weeks into January. I heard his story he was either let go the first or second week in January. I don't know where he was when I heard the story. But in December, I heard of another woman, had been with the company for 8 years, and they let her go the week before Christmas. And she found out that Friday. The Monday, she had gone out and bought cards and gifts for everybody. She figured she had been working with everyone for a couple of years. Why not splurge and get everyone something nice? And then they let her go. I don't know if she kept the receipts. I don't know if she wrapped everything. But these are the things that I'm thinking. They're just so many stories of people who were let go around the holidays after being with a company for, steadily for a couple of years. And it doesn't matter how much hard work you put in, how dedicated you were, because that gentleman who was with the company for 50 years, I mean, he had a impeccable track record and it didn't matter. Now for him, I'm thinking he was replaced by his assistant who had been working with him for 30 years. So if I'm this guy now, and I'm now taking over for a person who had been with the company for 50 years, was always there, didn't let weather hinder him, I'm thinking, am I going to be the same way? When it's snowing out or raining out or even just too cold out, I might think twice about rolling out of bed. I might really have to give that some extra thought. And even then, I'm gonna want a backup plan. What if they, after, because you're thinking you have your pension 5 years away and then you let go, that doesn't happen anymore. So the money that you were depending on getting, you're not gonna get. So if I were this gentleman who had the assistant who now took over, I would be thinking, okay, I need to start thinking of something that I can do in the background that, just in case, because, I'd be feeling that they would do the same thing to me. I wouldn't feel like there was any job security whatsoever. So for me, I'm thankful and I feel blessed, because for me that story was as sad as it was, and as much as it's been weighing on my heart, I'm just thinking, okay, I really need to keep my business up a notch. I really need to make this investment in time and energy now, so that if anything happens down the line, whether it's losing a job or having to take time off from my family, I have that security, that extra income coming in to provide support. I wanted to share something with you. I found, right before my boss told me that story, I found an article that I was reading about the 2014 State of Women-Owned Businesses report, and it said that there were over 9 million majority-owned and privately held women-owned firms. They generate over 1.4 trillion in revenue, and this is an increase of like 47%. Oops, no. The number of businesses in the United States increased by 47%. The number of women-owned business firms increased by 68%. So when I was reading the article, I was like, yay, us women, we're going into business for ourselves. And then when I heard this story from my boss, I was like, no, wait, we need to go into business for ourselves. I mean, yes, everybody needs a backup plan, but for us women especially, I just feel that instead of fighting with these glass ceilings and all these things, we really need to just do things for ourselves. Take on that responsibility and get out there and show that the skills that we have are just so awesome, and we don't have to have our livelihood and our income, the state of our income, on the line. So, I'm just wanted to share that with you. For those of you who are either feeling like, oh yeah, I have a comfortable position. I get that all the time. I go and I talk to people and I share my business story with them, and I hear a lot of people say things like, oh, I have a job, I'm comfortable, I've been here for X amount of years, I'm good. And I think you can't just be comfortable with where you are. You always need a backup plan. These things happen. There's another woman on our team, I'm not gonna call her out and tell you her name, but she was with the company for 20 years. Also getting ready, planning to receive her package. And I think she also had about 5 years to go. But the whole entire company went belly up. I mean, bankruptcy. There was no package to get because there was no money. And this woman has children. Some of her children were in private school because she had such a good income that she was able to do that. And then all of a sudden, all of that was done. There was no one to go to, no one to complain to. And, when you're in a place for so many years, it's hard to come out and re-enter the job market. And she was just sharing this with me. But, for her, she made the decision at that time to say, no, never happening to me again. I'm going to start up a business on my own, and I'm going to do something on the side that is going to provide the income and generate that extra income for me and my family, so that I don't have to worry about all of that. No matter how comfortable you are, no matter how long you've been in a position, there really is no such thing as job security anymore. You need to have a backup plan. And why not let that backup plan be a business where you're your own boss and you're in charge for yourself? So I've taken that leap and I made that decision to start my own business for myself. If you want to hear some more about what I've decided to do, and if you have any questions and you want to ask about how it works or what to do, when to do, how to do, feel free to get in touch with me. I'll put my email address and my website down below. You can see some more stats and hear some more about the other stories of women who have taken this leap and started their own business for themselves and are really starting to reap the benefits of it. So that's it for today. Short, not really, a couple minutes, brief video about just some things that I wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoy. Please feel free to comment. Let me know what you think in the comments box below. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe for more of these. I think I'm going to do more videos like this. It's nice to vent and get feedback from people. So hopefully I'll be talking to you again soon. I just did a product haul, so you might be seeing a video with some of the new stuff that I got. gotta end on a good note because this was kind of a depressing video to do. But yeah, talk to you soon.
Beautiful life, beautiful day.